Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 3.0. As the recording of this video, I have finally reached the 100k mark, and I know not 100,000 people are really watching me, but after like a decade of being active on this platform, this is a little dream come true. So I really want to thank all of you for making this possible. Thank you. Now, without any further ado, let's get to the episode. Where were we stuck at? I think I was about to explore the rest of space here. And also, Ellie currently finds herself on Coldito, and I actually ran into a little problem. I had to get the iron out of the ship again because the iron was still way too hot, and I don't manage to actually cool it down easily. Also, eventually we're going to be running into power issues if we want to send the iron all over. And since we need a cooling solution for everything, I figured why not actually build a nuclear reactor here that takes care of everything. By now we know how the nuclear reactors work. The first thing I want to set up is something along these lines to give us the space for the steam turbines. I want to slightly rearrange the reactor to accommodate for a nicer looking setup. Obviously we're going to be using all the iron. Actually, that is one block too far to the right. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need this space for a fifth one. That is bad. Actually, we'll have to reroute the cable either way because I want to go with a different setup that allows me to place the 10 steam turbines next to each other, but I just see the planetoid is way too small for that kind of setup. Except we might be able to build everything on the top here. Let's first do the steam room. So this would be our steam room. Actually, right here I want to change to igneous rock just below the steam turbines. There we go. We can deconstruct this solar panel, maybe also get rid of the cabling. This wasn't hooked up either way. Then we close off the steam room here, and this would be our first set of steam turbines. Yeah, let's quickly reroute the cabling here. We want to go all the way over here and forget about this part. You know, actually, we really don't have the space to do what I wanted to do. I think we have to go with the same design we have on Gloani to save a little bit on space. All I wanted to do is make it a little bit flatter, but have these steam turbines on the right side and have a mirrored design, but the planetoid is just not large enough. So instead, we'll have to make another room here with igneous rock, and this is going to be our second steam turbine room. And then finally at the bottom here, this would be our last steam room, and this can go again. And then on the left side here, we're going to build the reactor and everything, including a launcher system, exploiting the radiation of the research reactor. By the way, look at the cooling loops here on Gloani. All the steam turbines are now pretty cooled. One problem I still have is some of my coolant is now freezing over. And I will never be able to unfreeze this. Well, that was a rookie mistake. I was just getting a little too excited for this contraption to work the way it worked. So I just ordered Hassan to drop a little bit of nuclear waste on here. Let's make sure it is really just a tiny amount. Oh no, it just turned solid. Don't do this to me. Okay, actually this might have turned out in our favor. If we now build these two blocks, we can get a vacuum in and then access these rooms in order to fix what we've done. We're just gonna add another bottle emptier here, and then I'm gonna set up a liquid other than water. Okay, there we go. We're making our way through. Now please build that bottle emptier. We'll get some brine in there, probably. Auto bottle, priority 9, and we get the ice out of there. Also, fix that freaking engine. Oh my gosh, this is gonna go bad, isn't it? No. Everything is fine. It's still a vacuum. Okay, I guess we have to wait for another night. In the meantime, on Coldito, we can see somewhat of a progress, but obviously there's still much to do. We'll need to move the ladder over a little bit. And then here at the bottom, we're going to have our aqua tuner and pump for the nuclear waste. I'm going to set up a little temporary dispenser in order to be able to get rid of these materials once it's built. And I guess in the meantime, we'll be able to come back here from our exploration mission. Yes, indeed. Give me that ship. And we want to fly back to Vivani. Ellie somehow managed to trap herself. Ellie, this is an amateur mistake. You are 2,500 cycles old and you haven't learned about that yet. How is this possible? Also, Ellie, something you should do, maybe right now, is uproot this plant so you don't feel as bad. Ellie? She's not gonna do it. Then how about you dig this tile, okay? Do it! You're gonna feel so much better now. Ellie experienced a little bit too much radiation, so I'm just making sure she's building at the bottom where the radiation isn't that bad at the moment. And I also built 2 blocks right here in order to protect her whenever she's on that ladder. And I will just have to closely observe that build for nothing to go wrong. If she gets unconscious, then that's going to be the last we see of her. In the meantime, I also fixed the steam room here on Gluani. We just have to close things off. And if I do this correctly, then Hassan might just take the right materials, please. Yes, okay, that's exactly what I wanted to see. And then next you're gonna build these 2 tiles, but you will have to move back a little bit. No. I want you to move over before you build that. Thank you. Okay, there we go. We actually managed to fix that room completely, and it shouldn't happen anymore because we have set this to 15 degrees, which still is above the freezing point of brine. So we'll potentially have to make our way inside of here as well if that really starts to bother us. Maybe I'm just gonna mark it off so it actually bothers me eventually. Also, since we have the nuclear reactor, I disabled the automation wire that was going off from the gas geysers because we don't really need them anymore. Yeah, this has been working very efficiently. So what I've been doing is just resetting this once manually, and now we always have a little bit of a surplus. So it's rather 20 kilograms in there than just 10 kilograms, but it's still not gonna take that long to shut it off. Just 2 cycles or so. Okay, little status update. Ellie's stress got a little too high because I assigned too many skills. I attempted the massage table, but it was kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back scenario, and her stress is just too high to be efficient here. So I decided to set up a skill scrubber to make that work. I had to install a whole bunch more solar panels, but there we go. She is now being shaken and not stirred. In the meantime, Gossman is making some progress here exploring the map. We have now another chance of actually discovering an unknown object, hopefully the temporal tear. It would be great to finally know where it is. And then on Vivani, I gave a whole bunch more building commands, including the wallpapers and everything. I also exchanged the pipes, some of the pipes that aren't very important, with granite instead of igneous rock, so we can actually use it for more important scenarios. But yeah, essentially everything is slowly coming together. Here you can see how pissed off Ellie actually is. She's going back on the table, but now we can assign new skills for her. And we are still going to be needing some super hard digging, that is for sure. She's going to be needing the tinkering stuff, therefore also improved carrying. And now we need to be careful. I cannot go over 20 morale. We can definitely take the rocket piloting, as that is going to do absolutely nothing. Getting the exosuit training would not be a good decision. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that, and now she's gonna feel much better and hopefully tend to the building project a little more efficiently. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. It didn't even give me a notification, or I actually missed it. But here we have the temporal tear, and it is closed, obviously, because we have to open it using Coldito and a whole bunch of wrap bolts. But, you know, we're building the nuclear reactor, which should help. At least if we can get it within the space here, and then we're gonna extract the wrap bolts not only to build a launcher, but obviously also to feed the temporal tear opener. But I'm so glad we actually now finally discovered it. So there are a bunch more tiles left to research before we have to make our way back and then tend to the next. But, you know, we found the most important part here that actually leads to the end game. And in the meantime, Ellie is just enjoying her massage. She kind of deserved it, I have to say. But you know, I think at this point it's enough. I reduced her stress already by lowering the morale requirements, so she needs to get back to work. And hopefully stop complaining as well. I'm already rerouting the cabling here. We now need to make space in order to set up the actual nuclear waste chamber. I actually don't have enough bleachstone anymore in this hand sanitizer. Ellie is just gonna have to live with it. Here you can still see the destruction with the atmosuits when I brought in iron that was over 100 degrees hot. We're also accumulating more and more supercoolant. This was just from one space trip to mine fullerene. I just don't get it. I always thought this is much harder to acquire. Okay, so I slightly sped up the building project. I like to do that when I have lots and lots of building commands, because that brings all my duplicants together that are just executing supplying roles. And this is going to make the building process extremely quick. Looks like we have finished exploring. Let's go ahead, fly back to Vivani in order to fuel up. No! Look at that booger. Ellie. Just in the nick of time, I actually caught you doing something stupid. But I'm there for you, don't worry. looks like it is finally taking shape. I decided to also wallpaper this one up as it will stand the test of time, probably. This is the reactor room. Everything is going to be mirrored. Well, actually, not everything is going to be mirrored, but you know what I mean. Let's set up the thermosensor here. Do I have enough steel for the aqua tuner? Yes, indeed. We even have just enough steel to also add the liquid pump. So here it goes, and eventually, let's see, we also need a hydro sensor. So that will be going here together with the automation wires, like so and so. Also, it finally looks like we have enough magma in the joint to get this going. I'm gonna wait for one more eruption so not the same happens as before when we didn't have enough to form an entire tile. But the volcano is active again, so that is gonna help. Something else I might switch up in the future is this power transformer. Right now I just want to set something up. In the future I'm probably gonna set it up in one of the rooms here, or we can even use the power transformers on the top there. But right now all we need to do is set up a cable, so it's already there somewhere. Here I'm gonna have my auto sweeper, and we also want to hook up the pump and the aqua tuner. I had to set up 2 layers of drywall here in order to prevent gases from escaping into space, but other than that, we can use the normal wallpaper. I think I will have to mine up some of this igneous rock, so I have access to a few more of these materials to build the pipes. I'm also gonna prepare my liquid log right here. How are we gonna do this? I need something really good. Probably just supercoolant, to be honest. In the meantime, on the main planetoid, we're almost done here. This is exciting. I want to go ahead and build a petroleum engine. Looks like we need to get rid of those scaffolding ladders. There we go. Now I should be able to do it. No. Come on. No, it's actually this ladder. Okay, I get it. Please give me a petroleum engine. Thank you. Now I can only get this down to here, so that's going to be an issue. I guess we can use the ladder on the right side. On top of that, I already know I would like to see a spacefarer module, so it's on the same height. This way I can daisy chain the oxygen as well as the water input. And I'm actually gonna get myself access here. I think that is gonna be better. So if we close this off, have our access point in this place, then we'll be able to hop over to the module and also to the other rockets. Because I will have to remove this here as well to build the second petroleum engine. Let's try that right away. Petroleum engine for me, thank you. I almost forgot, on the star map we have probably explored some stuff. No, are you serious? 2 chlorine clouds. Well, I guess it's a good source of bleach stone, so we don't have to build anything to get the bleach stone. But yeah, still a couple of tiles left to explore. I will be able to do all of these. That is really good. Something else I would like to store is all of my enriched uranium, because at some point I will have to launch it over. I really wonder. We should probably just set up a separate launcher for this. What if I added a launcher right here? Then we add 1 or 2 rat-bolt generators. Actually, I should put this 1 block down. Is this gonna be like... Yeah, it's gonna be really dangerous to build this. But I think it needs to be done. Come on, Hassan, be quick about this. Add that interplanetary launcher maybe. Yes. Oh, how are you feeling? 98 rats. Also on Vivani, I quickly need to prepare the pipe with the supercoolant that we usually bring from downstairs. Man. Now we have to set up a whole bunch of bridges again. 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. Actually, let's leave out the water bridge, so I can already cut these away, and then we can go like so and add the bridge for the supercoolant. This is gonna make it a little bit easier. Then we go up and we are ready. We need to launch this over to Coldito, and I guess we can already reset at least 1 load in order to get this going. And then on Coldito we simply extract the supercoolant like so. Actually, maybe downstairs is not a good idea. Let me move this ration box and we forget about this. We build it right over here. That means pitcher pump goes there, and we'll add the liquid vent somewhere here. Back to my Ratbolt project. They are not going to be cooled here, so that might be a little issue. You know what? We might actually be able to use this conveyor loader. Just go over here and then set up another conveyor meter. This way we can decide just how much uranium we want to send over. But all of this needs to be built and probably... yeah, it's already powered. Nice. There, my uranium goes up already. The reset is gonna be 200 kilograms. And now I slowly need to be careful. We cannot go above 300 rads. I will have to give Hassan a break, probably. 240. I'm gonna let him build. Yeah, let's go. Hassan, go. Okay, he's now sleeping. We did go above 300, but maybe we were lucky enough so we can cure it in a cycle or two. Some vomiting. Well, that was to be expected. No problem. Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. Minus 100 rads. That is good. So now you can stop complaining. However, I'm gonna cancel those building projects for one cycle and we get back to it. Hassan's story today is extremely tragic. He is basically mopping up his vomit the entire day. Good times, good times. Hassan is doing more or less fine again, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my setup with the 2 rat bolt generators. Just a few more things to build. I think we can do it without destroying Hassan entirely. Come on, we can do it. Oh, Hassan, I have to watch you closely. 208 already. Oh man. This is so ridiculous. I think we have to build the rest later. Hassan, do something else. I'll be back in a cycle or two. In the meantime, we're almost done here. We're not going to be able to launch it in today's episode as we still have to do the entire cooling loop and pipes, etc. We're going to be finishing that hopefully in the next episode, and then we can also take care of a similar launching system. However, I would like to build that before I launch the nuclear reactor for obvious reasons. Oh yes, Hassan, you best idle around a little bit, just sleep wherever you want. Yeah, with that out of the way, we actually discovered all the tiles we can with this rocket. How many tiles do I have left? I realized space is now extremely laggy for some reason. Maybe I have to pause it. 8 of 11 tiles. Looks like we could go 1 or 2 more tiles. Yeah, I think that's going to be worth it, so we can make some more discoveries. As a matter of fact, I think we have to send Ellie back one more time in order to refill the gas canister. I have 1,000 kilograms of oxygen left. That's not going to be quite sufficient to finish the building project. Okay, it is a cycle or 2 later, and it is already in motion. The rat bolt generators are now filling this up, and I'm sending over some enriched uranium. One load of 200 kilograms is gonna last us 20 cycles. We kind of want to make sure we automate this on Coldito, so whenever the payloads arrive, they need to be automatically put into the payload opener in the future. This way I only have to send over some more enriched uranium and nobody has to be on this planetoid to resupply it. Right now I'm trying to clean everything up since I'm not going to be going back here. I want all the items to be dug up and stored away. And I believe at this point we're already getting some supercoolant there and also water that I accidentally shipped over as well. So as a last act before we actually fly back to resupply the oxygen, I want to make sure the entire system is cleaned up and we get some of that supercoolant in the joint. Also, before I forget, the system here on Glowani is of course manual, and you can see they are producing 240 or so rats per cycle. The system here with the satellite doesn't even produce that much less. Okay, this is actually looking pretty good. I'm gonna be sending Ellie back the next cycle, and I think we can do the same thing with Gossman so we can kind of conclude this episode. Yeah, Gossman has discovered everything. Theoretically, we could do one more. I think I'm gonna do that, so we'll just have to remember to actually bring him back the next time. But I think I want to wrap up today's episode as I've been playing for quite a while today in order to record 2 episodes. And tomorrow I'm gonna go away for a couple of days. I actually came back just to record some videos. I'm not sure how long this episode is gonna be, but I've been at it the entire day. And I think I want to take a break now so we can continue the next time with all the enthusiasm in the world. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.